What's up, gang? Hope you're well. This is another viewer requested video, shot mechanics. This is stop missing step backs, do this instead. So actually I've seen this channel quite a bit. I've seen this guy from the outside looking in. It's similar to, I'll probably have a lot of similar critiques that I have to most online skills trainers. I haven't seen many videos, but we're gonna get into it first, and then I'll try to address the issues.
All right. So the first thing that a lot of players mess up when it comes to their step back or shooting off separation is what I call late.
I'm going to actually give you, before he even says it, the reason most of you miss step backs is because you're not strong enough. Your legs, you're not in shape and you're not strong enough. Shooting step backs is really tough to do. It's really tough to jump backward. Go try it right now. It's really tough to jump backwards, push off with your right leg, let's say. It's really tough to jump backwards as far as you can and land on balance in your shooting stance. Just do that. Now add the fact that you've probably made a couple moves before. You're probably not 100% fresh. Legs are a little bit tired. Now imagine doing that same thing, but full speed while you're tired. Now imagine doing that with a defender closing that gap. Step backs are hard. That's why they're a low percentage shot. So if your legs aren't strong enough, if you're not in shape, stop shooting step backs. That's the main thing. Let's see what he says. Sorry.
Mess up when it comes to their step back or shooting off separation is what I call late targeting, meaning that they.
So this is what I mean. I usually start from a different place than most coaches, and this is why I think most online skills training or online coaching is just nonsense. Like, some kid is out there that's not in shape and not strong enough to be shooting step backs, probably can't shoot normal threes, and they're reading this and they're looking at this like, oh, it's the late targeting, that's why I'm missing. I'm like, no, Timmy, it's because you can't shoot. You can't shoot free throws. That's why you can't shoot step backs.
Find the rim too late in their movement, right? So that basically just means this: if I'm trying to hit a step back or something, if I'm targeting late, it means that I'm getting my separation, I'm going into my shot, and I'm fine.
That's just a shooting thing in general, right? Like, so again, this is not stop missing step backs. This should be stop missing shots. But this
the rim late as the ball comes up to my set point or wherever I'm bringing it up to, right? Late targeting is a huge issue because basketball is a hand-eye coordination sport, right? The longer you aim at something, the more accurate you're going to be, right? Think about it like shooting a bow and arrow. I don't aim my bow and arrow at the ground, pull it up and fire it immediately. No, I aim at my target, I stare it down.
Legolas from Lord of the Rings does. Sometimes he shoots 3 arrows at one time. Explain that, TJL.
I relax and then I fire.
Oh, this is shot mechanics, not TJL training. TJL catching strays.
The earlier you can get your eyes on target, the more accurate it's going to be. So if I'm getting like a step back now, instead of stepping back, going up, finding the rim, I want to find the rim as I'm stepping back, right? So as I'm coming out of my separation, my eyes are going up to the rim. That way my body can make all these calculations the entire time I'm moving, how far away I am, where the defender's at. In real time, the longer I am, the more accurate I'm going to be. So try to get your eyes on rim as early as possible. You're going to make a lot more step backs and separation shots. The amount of kids I have come to me, or the amount of kids I coach like in high school or whatever, that have this problem, like, this is not a problem that we're dealing with. Kids being like, man, coach, just missing too many step backs. I'm like, man, finish your sprints, you know, make a right hand layup going full speed. Let's work on that. If you're having to shoot a high volume of step backs, there's a lot of flaws in your game. And if you're an NBA player that's struggling making step backs, this video is not helping you. I promise you,
and I think that's my issue with the industry, right? Who is this for?
This alone can increase your step back shooting percentage by 5, 10, 15%, like that. It's crazy. This is kind of like the miracle when it comes to shooting. Okay, so make sure you're getting your eyes up early. Now, a big piece of this, your handle's got to be right? If you're not good at ball handling and you go to like hit a crossover step back or something and you fumble and lose the ball, you're going to be looking at the ball trying to catch it.
Your handle doesn't have to be right for a step back. It obviously helps, but this is kind of one of those tips that's just like, if you want to be able to make more layups, be able to jump higher. And it's like, yeah, well, okay, we know that. So this same thing, like, if you don't want to lose the ball while you're doing a step back, have better handles. Well, yeah, but really, like, again, you're overcomplicating it. A step back at its core, it's it's just a pound dribble. That's all it is. It's just a pound dribble. So if you're driving, and we talked about this in one of the one-on-one breakdowns we did, if you're driving, getting your shoulder into their chest, it's just a pound dribble, like to go one step, and then you're picking it up and stepping back all kind of together, or it's a pound dribble. And then if you have good handles, you can keep your hand on top of the ball and then redrive. Keep your hand on top of the ball into your shot. So there's more you can do if you have a better handle, but the essence of the step back, if you're focusing on handles now.
And it's gonna be harder to target, right? So you gotta work on your handles. That's kind of a big piece of targeting. So make sure you're getting your eyes up as early as possible. All right, the next key that absolutely kills most people on their separation jumpers is having their chest up. Now, this kind of is rooted in a little bit of a shooting myth, but also because you're moving backwards generally away from the hoop. This is why it happens, right? So what I mean by that is,
So just be on balance, right?
most of the time when players shoot step back,
So he's going to say, oh, your chest is up. So when you jump backwards, the momentum's going to carry you backwards and you're going to fall. And that's why you're missing. But again, like, yeah, we we know that. That's the fundamental part of it. But we talked about this with Mike Dunn's video. Teach players how to get into an athletic stance from multiple different positions, whether that's running forward and then athletic stance, whether that's sliding sideways, athletic stance. A lot of this, 50 to 60% of this, is going to be the kids' physical conditioning. So strength and conditioning, ladder work, stairs, squats, all these different things are going to build and prepare you better than the IQ part of, oh, chest too high. You're overthinking, you're doing the wrong stuff. If you can just jump and get into an athletic stance, step backs are going to be easier. And you also have to think about the mechanics a lot less. That's why the best athletes just naturally can do some things better than kids that aren't good athletes, because they have the strength and balance to already do that stuff. They have the foundational skills to work on these things. If you're watching this video, you probably don't need it.
or separation.
I'm saying if you're watching this video on how to fix your step backs, you probably don't need to be shooting a step back.
As they're launching back, their chest is up, like towards the rim. Right?
No one's doing this.
Almost straight towards the wall.
I hope he shows an example, because I don't know any kids doing this.
Now, the reason why this is bad is, number one, it pulls my balance backwards, and most of the time if I'm shooting off separation, I'm already moving backwards. So that's one of the huge reasons why you're probably missing your step back short, right? Have you ever just had like a great move and a great step back, you break an ankle, the guy goes down, you go to shoot, and it feels perfect, and then you just miss front rim? That happens a ton, and it's probably because your chest was up, right? So instead of having your chest up,
this is the problem with this is turning into a roast video. I'm sorry. He's probably a great guy. But like, who is this video for? I don't see this. I don't see kids making great moves and crossing and stepping back and then being like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, I'm not, where is this happening?
Up. On your step back when you're landing, you want to load or land loaded like you're a spring, right? So as I come back and I get my separation, instead of having my chest up, I want to have my chest down, right? By doing it like this, it's super simple, but it loads my hips, gets that extra power factor right here, and it gets
power
more
factor
balance more than I would be if I was straight up and down, right? So actually, balance, people assume you need to be straight up and down like this. But no, we want to have our chest down, pointed about 3.
So again, think about what he's saying here. He's saying you don't want to be on balance. You want to counteract. You want to counteract the balance, which is kind of what Mike Dunn was saying. You want to counteract the balance. I'm saying no. You want to be on balance. Be on balance. You're overthinking. You don't want to. If you're making a cross, how else can I even explain this? If you're making a crossover, and you're really going to cross someone this way, you don't want to say like, now we need to counteract that balance by planting both of our feet in the ground and leaning as hard as we can the opposite direction. You know, it's just like, oh, if you're spinning around and you're dizzy going this way, spin around the opposite way. No, don't spin around. If you don't want to get dizzy, don't spin. Like, just the solution to a lot of these problems to me is just so wild.
To the ground in front of me and my hips loaded. If I can do that, if I can land in this,
like right here, Curry is not really leaning forward. He's on balance. He can redrive, he can step backwards, he can go right, he can go left. Like, that's one of the elite skills of Steph Curry, is he's always able to attack. A lot of these elite guards or guards in general that make it to the NBA that are undersized, They have elite balance. They're always ready to attack and take advantage of
just a little bit
the
power,
defense being out of position.
Pop, and most of the time that's enough to actually make the shot. So think about it like this. Your body's a giant spring. As you land, you want to land loaded, right? So I want my body to
be on balance.
As I'm coming back out of that separation. That way I got more spring, more power.
Be on balance.
I'm not going to miss short as much. All right, next key, do not, and I repeat, do not plant your heels into the ground. And what I mean by that is this. As I'm getting my separation, a lot of times we'll see players when they go to kind of
a lot of times you'll see it keeps doing this. A lot of times you're going to see this. I don't see this. I'm not seeing these same problems you're seeing. I am seeing a lot of kids miss step backs, but I'm not seeing them miss because they're planting their heels in the ground or because their chest is too high. I'm seeing them shooting step backs because they're in under 12s, because they're 10 years old and they need to be working on other things.
Have a load on that separation or step back. They get their space and their heels plant into the ground.
Nobody's doing this.
Now the problem is anytime your heels plant into the ground, that's basically going to drive your momentum through your heels and it's going to go straight into the ground and you're not going to be able to get it returned.
If you want to make more free throws, a lot of kids, a lot of times what you'll see when people shoot free throws is they're actually standing in front of the line, and that's a violation. So that's not going to count. What you actually want to do is stand behind the line, not too far though, just like toes really close to the line, so you're almost touching it, and that's going to help you make more free throws.
Turned back up through your body, right? So this is another reason why a lot of times players miss short on their step back or their separation jumper. So instead, think about trying to keep a cushion of air between your heels and the ground and landing on the balls of your feet. If you watch all of the elite shooters, pretty much all of them have that gap of air between their sneaker and the ground because it kind of acts as a natural spring.
I feel like his heel hit the ground. I mean, he sped it up, so
Just a natural springboard.
I'm a liar.
Jumper,
I'm a
right?
fraud.
So as I'm getting ready to shoot. Now, when I land, I want to keep this pocket of air back here, load on the balls of my feet. That way it allows my heels to start springing, and it allows my ankles, knees, and hips to all fire at the same time, get a ton more power and pop. And it is crazy. If you implement this on your step back, I guarantee you will instantly get more power.
Honestly, that's probably going to make you fall backwards more than the which direction your chest is pointing.
More range just by doing this one tiny little tweak. So think about it. Anytime you're getting that space, you want to go balls of the feet, heels up, and pretend like you're firing into the ground like it's hot lava. So you're getting a quick spring off the balls of your feet, gives you more power, more pop, and you won't miss it short. And most of the time, it's also going to make for a lot faster step back jumper. That's why guys like Steph Curry and James Harden, no matter how the defender plays them, it seems like they can always get the jumper off. This is a big reason for that. All right, so the next major key, and I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but it's balance. Now we got to kind of redefine balance in your head. Right, most of the time people think of balance as something that's stationary, you know, kind of the generalized, hey, how long can you stay in that position? That means you're balanced, right? So a lot of coaches.
Again, this is the overcomplication of basketball. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS, everything you do, right? He already spoke about keep your chest up or keep your chest down, don't whatever. Now he's going to also talk about balance, but they're the same. It's the same. It's the same thing.
Hey, you want to be straight up and down, just like this, and you want to be able to hold the position for like 5 minutes. That's not true. We don't need to hold a step back position for 5 minutes. We need to hold it for like less than a second, right? So balance.
Yeah, you need to be able to do a step back and hold it for 2 seconds. You need to be able to do a step back and then drive forward to the right. You need to be able to do a step back and then drive forward to the left. You need to be able to do a step back and then like keep your dribble and then do another step back. Like if you can do all those things dynamically and while reacting, then you probably will have no issues doing a step back in a live situation. If you can only step back and pick up the ball, then you're in trouble. Or if you can only hold that position for a split second, you're in trouble.
Because we have to counterbalance the momentum that we're moving backwards, right? So if you watch most guys that are shooting step backs, especially the elite players in like the NBA, when they're on balance on their step backs, that doesn't mean they're straight up and down. That means they're loaded forward like we talked about earlier.
Not forward, just
to the ground. They're on the balls of their feet, and their nose is actually either over their knees or sometimes even farther if they're going a lot of distance backwards. And the reason why is if my momentum's traveling this way,
no, he's straight up and like that's as straight up and down as you can get, pretty much, right? That's straight up and down because he could also redrive. He could drive right, drive left. Kids don't overcomplicate. Be on balance.
to ensure that I'm not going to fall backwards when I go to shoot, right? That's how momentum works. It's like physics and stuff. I don't know. That's not really my strong suit, but make sure that we're counteracting that momentum going backwards while we're trying to shoot forwards. Does that make sense? So balance, like I mentioned, first key, number one, keep your chest down. The second key that can really help is to target through your eyebrows. Target through your eyebrows, and I'll explain that here, because this is a term that very few coaches actually use, right? So basically, most of the time when players go to target out of a step back, they keep their eyes in the center of their head, and then they look up to find the rim. Right? To do this, to look up, it automatically pulls my chest up, unlocks my hip, pulls my palms backwards. It's kind of a chain reaction down the body that can cause you to miss a lot of step back shots. So instead, you watch the elite step back shooters, Steph Curry, James Harden of the world, all that sort of stuff. As you're getting that space, they look through their eyebrows like this while keeping their head steady. So your eyes are up through your eyebrows instead of moving your whole head, right? And now when I get my separation and I come back, I'm keeping my head steady. I can target the whole way through, but it doesn't pull my chest up, doesn't pull my hips out, right? So that's a huge key to balance, is we can still stay on balance with my nose over my knees, just like this.
That's not a huge key to balance, I promise you.
By keeping my eyes through my eyebrows, that way I've got nice screen, nice top, and I'm ready to be on balance.
Skip it.
A lot of players are not confident in shooting out of separation, and because of it, they're never going to be good at it, right? And so the whole key to confidence is, I say, reps plus success equals confidence. So number one, you've got to go into the gym.
I agree.
With your reps, right? Now the problem is, if you didn't watch this video before, or you didn't have a coach tell you, which you probably don't, because most coaches don't actually know this stuff, is
most coaches aren't teaching this because it's just not a good shot for most players.
If you didn't practice the right way, you're not going to have confidence after those reps, right? You can go to the gym, and if you shoot, 500 step back jumpers and you miss them all and they're all short and you all brick them, you're not going to be very confident. The next time you get in a game, you're going to be like, ugh, I shouldn't really shoot this step back. You're going to get separation. You're going to kind of, hesitate, think about it for a second.
Got to look through your eyebrows. That's the problem. Okay, we're going to stop there because it's pretty much over. I don't like being so negative, such a negative Nancy, because I think this guy, he's probably a great guy. He probably wants every kid to have all the basketball success in the world, and it's not really him. It's the skills training industry that I just don't. Show me a great skills online coach. Please show me one where I'll be the one that's wrong, and to convince me otherwise. I just think this industry is not a real thing. It's more nonsense than it's worth. So little things, like if you want to be better at step backs, right? If I were going to watch a kid and they were working and they were trying to shoot a step back in the gym and they were just like falling backwards, their heels were hitting the ground, they kept missing short, I'd probably ask that player like, hey, can you just shoot a normal three? Can I have a look at it? And if they were hitting 7 out of 10 normal threes, and then they're driving to the basket in one dribble and getting open shots or getting pretty good layups, I'm like, okay, this kid can attack a closeout. Then I would identify, now can you score one-on-one? Can you make some moves? I'm like, okay, this kid can score one-on-one. He can make open threes. He can attack closeouts. This kid is probably averaging 30 points in high school. If you can do all those things, you're probably averaging 30 points. And then if we need to work on step backs, I probably wouldn't be working on the step back. If this kid's averaging 30 and he wants to improve, I'd be like, we got to get you in the gym. Like, not me personally, but I'm like, you need to go work on your plyos. You need to go work on just being stronger, having a stronger core. That's going to translate to being able to do even more moves. Then if that kid comes back to me, I'm like, all right, now let's work on this step back. Let's work on these other things. And that step back is going to add 3 points a game. That's what it's going to add. You're going to put in a ton of work working on your step back. It's going to add 3 points a game. When I was playing overseas, 80% of my points were catching and shooting, catching and driving, catch and shot fake and then drive, catch and jab step and shoot. It was just everything was off the catch, or it was posting up, or it was transition, or it was an offensive rebound. It was just basic stuff like that, right? I would shoot 1 to 2 step backs a game. And that was usually because shot clock was winding down or it was the end of a quarter. It was usually because of some time pressure. I rarely was hunting out step backs. If I'm driving off of a ball screen and they switch and I wanted to shoot a 3, I would just walk back and then re-drive and attack that defender again. I wouldn't go, oh, I have to shoot now. Like, we've got time. Let's put them through some more actions. No one needs to be focused or hyper focused on this skill. again, I know this was just one video out of many, and I can go through and watch probably more of these videos and get a different idea of things. But kids, you don't really need to focus on this. This could be a fun thing to work on. It could be a fun thing to work on with you and your friends, but honestly, just go play. Like, just go play one-on-one, go play 21, go play some of that. You're going to develop some of these crazy shots. You're going to develop physically, you're going to develop some conditioning, you're going to develop confidence. You're going to develop that by just playing, more so than spending your time working on this. Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll definitely do another reaction on this channel because I feel like I was just super negative. I'll try to find one that I agree with. I do 100% agree with his last point of your confidence is going to be your repetitions and seeing success. So I always say it over on my channel, do the thing. So if you want to make more shots in a game, go shoot those shots. So if you want to make more free throws, go shoot more free throws. If you want to make more threes, go shoot more threes. If you want to make more of the thing, go do it, see some success, and then that will directly translate. Once you see that situation in a game, your body and your habits will kind of take over. So I do appreciate you sending this video through. I hope it kind of, again, I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy here. I hope it gave you some insights, but yeah, that's just my thoughts kind of on the training industry as a whole. I've got like 4 or 5 more trainers you guys have sent through that I'm going to get through. So this won't be the only one. I'm probably going to have to go make another video on my main channel and explain some further details, but yeah, we'll leave it there for now before I lose my voice, and I'll see you guys in the next one.